Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Usman Hanif. Just coming across the news regarding a proposed preemptive strike by India on Pakistan, a nuclear strike. It looks really a ridiculous phenomena to me. Pakistan and India both are nuclear powers. Both have nuclear deterrence. Deterrence, if you don't know, I will tell you, is something which stops the aggressors from attacking the other country. Now, since both India and Pakistan have minimum credibility, minimum credible deterrence, no one country can attack the other because of the phenomena of MAD. MAD is what? It is mutually assured destruction. Both the countries know very well that they cannot afford to attack the other, because there is a surety of destruction, mutual destruction. So they can't do that. In deterrence theory, one of the things which are considered by the countries is whether the deterrent country, whether the country that has got nuclear weapons has actually the resolve to strike back, resolve to use it or not. The intention and the firmness regarding use of nuclear weapons is part of deterrence. If a country does have those nuclear weapons, but it lacks the resolve to use them, then it's not a credible means of deterrence. It's incredible or something not credible. So sometimes such reports are emerged, they are surfaced just in order to know and understand the intentions and the gravity and the response and the resolve from the counterparts. So I'm fully sure that India is not going to make such a foolish attempt of making a preemptive strike on Pakistan for many reasons. India has got its bigger cities, which can be devastated as a second strike capability held by Pakistan. So India is not going to do a preemptive strike on Pakistan. The second reason why India would not do any such attempt is that actually the news, the reports of intentional preemptive strikes on the part of India are brought out usually to press the pressure points regarding some other issues going on between the countries. For example, India does not like Pakistan's political or otherwise stance related to Kashmir. So whenever Pakistan is going to highlight the issue of Kashmir, India has to come up with some response, because India, on one side, Pakistan calls Kashmir its jugular vein, and India calls Kashmir its integral part. So whenever, according to India's point of view, its integral part gets disturbed by any rhetorics on the side of Pakistan, there must be a response. That response can be in the form of interference in Pakistan from India's side. That response can also be in the form of threats, because we should be mindful of the fact that India is not only area wise 5 times greater than Pakistan, but also in terms of its military spending. Its economy is in no comparison with Pakistan's. So India just wants to exert its influence and tries to keep Pakistan under pressure, just to achieve certain objectives. And it does not mean that there is going to be all-out war. So in diplomacy, in diplomatic dealings, the statements are very measured one. After great thought process, these statements are released or given. So I'm not going to buy this idea that India is going to make a nuclear strike or preemptive strike on Pakistan. on because the ground reality is totally in contrast, and in today's globalized world, where there is always a possibility of a war expanding to the breadth of world war. So it would be difficult to handle and contain the war. First of all, there is no possibility, even if there were small possibility of an all-out war between India and Pakistan, because if there is a preemptive strike, there has to be a counter response. It would be difficult to contain that process. It will be a domino effect, where some countries like US might side with India, and countries like China might side with Pakistan. So in this way, the war is not going to become a geographically a local phenomena, but it's going to involve international players who have their national interests. America has its own military weapons export related interests, because if you don't know, I want to tell you that America has military industrial complex which can't survive without bringing up conflicts in the world. So such kinds of narrow conflicts are created, and they are in the interests of the major powers. Similarly, China has its own national and international interests. So this point stands clear that there is no possibility of a preemptive nuclear strike against Pakistan by India. Okay, take care. If you like the video, you can subscribe it. You can watch more of such videos. Take care. Allah Hafiz.